Hi, so I don't know if you can count this as the chair part. What was it, four? I think I ended up at last ended at three. So I haven't done anything like this in a while. Just really kept to myself or just the people around me. So it just hasn't been um, you know, really time to talk or care to talk or the way things are going. So I just didn't want to, but I felt like I had to do something. I was watching people on YouTube, and it's like, hey, I want to do my own little show or thing. And so I had the chair. So I'll bring it. You can count this, I guess, as the chair part four. My billboard is somewhere, but nah, the title will be the billboard. I don't care. All right, so there was a couple of things I just wanted to go through. What the hell is in there? Okay, just life for me right now. It's unsettling. I really don't know what I'm gonna do about certain things. I'll get into them. Job is okay. Getting used to new people, new things. Um, but it's been a challenge at times, but then it's been quick. That's what I always loved about it. And if you're doing things, on the weekend or something like that, and you can get through it just thinking about uh, just getting to the weekend and knowing that you're going to have something to do, looking forward to it. That makes you feel good and makes you just want to work quicker, I guess, and just speed through Monday through Friday or maybe more out there, maybe less. I don't know. But been doing other stuff on the side, and it's just been a little hectic lately. I think that's why I haven't really posted anything, um, said anything, posted music. I always find something new, something I don't think anybody ever uh, really listens to. I just, I guess that's one thing that's unique about me. Maybe about music. It's just like I'll listen to something random that probably no one else will. That's what I think I like about that. Might be a little embarrassing, but I don't know. Uh, see this shirt, it's new. Uh, always liked Weezer. Been a big fan for a while. They just came out with something. Um, Weird Al was in the video. They were doing a remake of Toto's Africa. That was pretty good. Weird Al was in the video, but it was the lead singer singing it. It was the lead singer's voice. Uh, Weird Al was doing the whole instrument thing and acting like he does. Weird Al is, awesome. It's awesome. Uh, Also, I have this on my mind every day. It's part of my stressful indecision, and it's all about if I'm going to move or not. I've been offered to move somewhere else. You could say it's in the middle of nowhere, and in no way, shape, or form am I demeaning or I'm uh, putting down anybody or anywhere. It would just be from a city life now to a country life somewhere else. And I've been wrestling with the idea of moving out there for a long time now. And really, I do not know what to do. I'm thinking about it every day. I'm hovering over it every day. I'm quiet about it every day. I have people come and ask me about it because I've told them. especially at work. Like, oh, please don't go. You do such a great job. I love having you here. You know, I thank those people out there, those great people that say that to me. But the people that I move out there with, they've been friends and they've been good people to me. And family out there has been great to me when I went up and or went out there and visited them. They just that was awesome. I uh, I finally had a feeling of family for once, and I haven't had that in a while. Um, talk about that later. I finally saw my dad the other day. Yeah, it seemed like it'd been a while, but I don't know if it was. But it seemed like it was uh, it was good to just be outside of work for once without doing work. Seeing them, I guess. Uh, I guess that's what I mean about that. So the moving part, I don't know. I'm just it's tearing me up every day. It's such an adjustment. So, yeah. Maybe I'll surprise people. Maybe I won't. I don't know. So we're at the well, we're in the MLB playoffs now, and I'm trying to remember who just played today. Just getting back Sunday night, so I saw the Dodgers lost pretty steadily 2-1 in that series over the Braves. Milwaukee swept Colorado, and I'm pulling for Milwaukee in the National League. I mean, really, Houston in the American League. I can't remember what that series is. I think it's two. I think I think it's 1-1 Cleveland and Houston. I think they play tomorrow. I think I haven't really kept track. And then Boston, New York. Kind of like you don't want both of them to win. You wouldn't mind Boston as much. 'Cause really don't want New York to win, but yeah, you can't control it. You just hope and try to jinx something. I'm very superstitious. So try to jinx it. If anything, I'd hope Cleveland would go and Milwaukee would go into the Fall Classic. I think that would be cool. If that happened. Um, so my team, Angels, finally, probably about probably like 3 years in the making, what should have happened. My associate finally stepped down as manager. I was hoping this happened a while back and not just let it ride out and do the same thing over and over again. And Artie Moreno just uh, not just thinking straight, just being loyal when everything needs to change. I hated that so much. I hated just sitting there knowing what would happen. The bullpen would be bad. Probably maybe the worst bullpen in the majors. Probably not numbers wise, but it felt like that. It felt like every time they went out, boom, home run, boom, the other team would come back, have an 8-3 lead in the top of ninth, and top of the uh, eighth and ninth, and teams would find their way to come back. So you never felt comfortable with a 5-6 run lead, and you normally should. That never happened with the Angels both in the last 3 or 4 years. And it's just, it was awful, man. It was awful. The starters were bad. Hell, even the defense was bad. The hitting was okay. Mike Trout is Trout, and they're wasting his greatness. And he's gonna. Why would you stay? Why would you stay? I understand if he left. Uh, I don't know if I'd be open to trade him this offseason. Try to get a lot for him. I know they're trying some big deal out there for him and lifetime deal the Angels are offering, but I know he won't be dumb enough to take that. He's going to test the market and say, "Hey, I'm going to go somewhere and win. I deserve it." I'm putting up all these MVP numbers. I've been injured the last 2 years, but that don't matter. I'm still out here doing everything. I'm carrying my backpack. I'm carrying everything. So, uh, and then the managerial um, talk I always hear about is, uh, I just heard this today. I'm not advocating for it. I know Buck Showalter is a good manager. I thought he would retire. He just came off of a horrible Orioles season where they were, I think, 60 games out. Uh, they didn't. I know they got under 50 wins. That's all I remember. They were awful. I don't like. I hope Adam Jones. I hope he leaves, goes somewhere where he can win. I feel bad for him. Uh, yeah, that's awful. So I thought Buck after that would just retire because you know don't need don't need to do this anymore. But a great friend told me, oh yeah, Eric Chavez for some reason. Everybody's doing the analytical stuff where you don't really need a big name manager. So maybe the Angels will have him since he's in the system, I believe. Uh, they'll go somewhere like that, and then have analytical people do whatever they do nowadays, making baseball all about numbers. So we'll see about that. NFL now, my Raiders keep losing. Lost today at Carson. That team beat them again. You just knew it was going to happen. Offense couldn't do anything. Defense couldn't stop anything. It was just awful. It was just watching the same show. It's a repeat. You've seen it. You've seen it time and time again. Even though the crowd was there, they're loyal or unloyal. It's just embarrassing to see and hear all the time that they're gonna lose and all that. It's awful. I hate the losing and Gruden doing what he did with Mac and McKenzie. The owner is just all bad right now, and I can see why Oakland doesn't want him for next season. I know they don't want him back. It's funny they could be playing here in San Diego uh, next season. They have one more year left until they go to Las Vegas, which I'm really. Uh, I don't think I'm looking forward to it. It's just finally got their new stadium. They should have had one years ago. The same place the Rams are having theirs. There's a little history there that just makes it awful. I really want the Raiders back up north in LA, but Dean, last Dean, moved them. And see how that's working out. The NFL has been really crazy. We shift to the whole league. It's been a lot of upsets. The Browns have 2 wins. They have a tie. It's just been after 5 weeks. I know tomorrow's Monday night, and all these weird upsets, ties, and game picks. I was 11-4 I think last week, but this week I didn't even count it because I know I'm under 500 most likely. So that was awful. Um, I can say this: I went to a Rams game. I believe it was week 3. They were playing that team in Carson. I have a ticket over here. I didn't script this. It's somewhere over there, but it was great. I had such a good time in the old Coliseum. Everything was steep. Everything was old. Construction was going on, and it was just bad. But it was legendary. It was legendary to be in an old building like that. Chance to take my dad and a friend. Uh, that was awesome. So I found a ticket stub on the way out, so I'd make sure to keep it just to know, hey, I went somewhere. Not on the phone, where you just get the mobile ticket and just a keepsake to have around. So it's pretty cool. Always try to keep any tickets that I have, anything memorable or anything I've been to. I think that's one uh, that I wanted to keep, so I did. Rams won that day. I think you could say decisively. The fans there were just they were real nice people. The Rams, since they moved back, I didn't really get a feel of how they are, and you hear bad things, you hear good things. There was no issues at all with any kind of fans at all. It was amazing out there to be there, and everybody was just nice. And, you know, Raider, I mean, Rams and Chargers. They were going back and forth, but it was kind of all love. It was pretty nice. Even Raider fans there. That was fun. There's even Raider fans there that and other teams represented. So that was fun talking to a lot of people. I met Angel on Facebook. We're gonna go to a game. I know in November, I believe. And he's a great guy. Nick Casey, he's a great guy as well. Um, so all those guys, it was great to finally meet him and talk to him briefly. But hopefully there'll be another time because that's great about social media and all that with all the bad stuff, all the good stuff. It's like, hey, you get to meet these people that you have conversations with. You get to have civilized conversations. And it don't matter what your political state. It doesn't matter who you like, who you're with. We can all talk and get along. So that was great. And college football came around. I hate what's his name, the UCLA coach. I forgot his name, Chip Kelly. I hate him, and I'm just happy they're 0-5. USC 3-2, and they just had their bye, so they're going on the stretch one now, and they're not ready for prime time. They're not ready to be ranked even. I know they were when they started, but they're not ready to take that step. They have a freshman quarterback, have a running game. Defense was supposed to be good, but they're not that good yet. And locally, San Diego State, they just lost their running back, but they did finally beat Boise State, which never really happens. So it was a good step for them to win. They've had some pretty good wins this year over Arizona State. They lost to Stanford in the opener. Stanford is ranked their tough ball club or college program. So pay the players. I don't know how. Well, let me tell you this. As I transition to the top college football teams, whatever, Alabama, you know, all these universities, they have the first class amenities, training rooms, weight rooms, meeting rooms. It seems like somebody's getting paid under the table or something. It doesn't seem something doesn't seem right. And the fact that the coaches are getting paid a lot, Nick Saban making $7 million this year. That's just weird, man. I never knew a teacher that made $7 million a year. I know a teacher that make like what is it now? I don't even know, but back then it was like $45,000 a year. So a tutor or less. Shout out to all the teachers. You have a real job. Uh, and then, what was it, in a couple of weeks now, or next week? I think we can say now since it's Sunday night. Uh, the NBA will come back. Kawhi Leonard has moved on from the Spurs saga. to Toronto for probably 1 year, and he's coming out here. We heard his laugh, and I don't want him to ever laugh again because that sounded like maybe the most awkward laugh you could ever have. Uh, at least he's out there. He's trying to talk. With that, the East seems wide open. If the Celtics don't win the East, it'll be a shame. The same with Philadelphia. I think both teams have the right pieces. Toronto, they're going to be in there, but it seems like no matter who they plug in, uh, they just falter. They become the Toronto Barneys. They just lose. They just fall apart. But without LeBron there, transition to the Western Conference, it's probably going to be the Warriors again winning it all, probably. Uh, the Rockets may say, "Hey, we're better at defense. You're going to see it." I don't see it with having Melo there and having Ariza gone. Um, I just don't see the defense getting better. So they're going to just have to score 115 a game, just pass it around the arc for threes. That's about it. And they have like the two worst defensive players, Harden and Melo. How are they going to stop the Warriors? Even with that, uh, it just seems like the Warriors' world until a couple of them go on to somewhere else. So the off season should be the most intriguing part. Like it usually is until you get to like the finals and the playoffs. Um, Clippers locally here, well not locally, but yeah, kind of locally. Uh, they might have a lot of no-name people, but defensively they say they're going to get at you. Beverly, and Harris, not Gortat, but DeAndre left. Weird thing he went to Dallas. Just wanted to be kind of back home. He's from Houston, so not too far away. He's in the same state. Texas might seem like three states. So it'll be a struggle for the A spot for the Clippers, but uh, maybe their defensive tenacity will be there. And then they like to run and break. From what I've seen in the preseason, they like to run. They like to go. So we'll see how that goes. The biggest news, I think, of the NBA offseason was probably LeBron James coming out here to the West Coast to play for the Lakers. Uh, I couldn't believe it at first. I think it was coming back from the country, and then once I got reception, I found out from my great friend Tom about it, and I was like, I kind of knew because there was a couple stories that came out um, a month before or something like that his house in Malibu was getting refurbished, getting ready for him, and then his son was being put in a private school or prep school. I don't know which one, but there was talks that he's going to be enrolled in the LA prep school, so LeBron's going to come out here. So that's why I kind of knew. I kind of knew that was going to happen. It was a shock to many people. Lakers fans, they never really liked LeBron, so it's kind of odd to see. They had new uniforms, which are okay. I like them. They remind me of the good times they had. At least not fluorescent yellow, crossing guard yellow. I hated those the last few years they've had. Just awful. They didn't look like themselves. Uh, but anyway, LeBron pretty much brought his enemies to play with the young core. So it's going to be weird. You have a feeling like Lance Stevenson, JaVale McGee, Michael Beasley, they all won't be around. They'll probably they'll be traded pretty soon during the season sometime for something. I don't know what. They have one max spot open. Probably use it, in the off season. So again, the off season is probably the most intriguing part about all that. Um, so we'll see what happens with that. I know there's going to be a lot of attention out here, a lot of games out here nationally shown, more opportunities to watch the debacle of LeBron. He rules with iron fist. He's the head coach. He's the GM. It's going to be amazing to see how all that works out with having Luke Walton, Magic, Jeannie Buss, all at those uh, titles. But LeBron being the whole piece, like, okay, I want him, and get rid of him. And the whole ball saga. I don't want to hear LeVar anywhere near. I think that'd be awful. I do want to say, uh, serious note, know people going through some stuff right now. I'm thinking about you, thinking about your family, thinking about sickness, cancer, and I'm hoping, praying, hoping for a miracle. So you're out there watching this, or thinking about you every day, thinking about your family, and just hoping for the best. If you believe in a higher power, you don't need it. And see what happens. Uh, the ruling, I don't want to get political and all that, but the ruling that happened on Saturday, it struck some chords. I'm not gonna lie. They even struck my chord because usually I'm not into all the political stuff. I know people on both sides of the political fence where, oh, I'm here, or I know someone who's here, I know someone who's there. I know someone who likes certain people, I know someone who likes other people that hate each other. They're throwing uh, rocks at each other across the fence. I try not to pick a side or just, you know, I try not to care. You know what I mean? I hate what we've turned into. Uh, and I don't even want to say anything really much about it because I don't want to piss off one side and illuminate another side. I just want things to be, peaceful. You're gonna have protesters. You're gonna have the stalwarts. You're gonna have people who like certain things and people who don't, and yell. It's gonna yell about it. You're gonna have a lot of back and forth. But I grew up in a house of women and love them. Know how to treat them. Know how to be around them, and I none of heard stories of women that did lie, but I don't know. It's just it was kind of a delicate subject when I heard about the judge getting in. I don't know really the whole story. If something's true, something's not. I gotta get briefed more about it. But I hope nothing happened. I hope the protests are not just because they're on one side of the fence and they hate the other side, and vice versa. I hope that one side wasn't, uh, vengeful because of the other of not liking the other side. I hope that wasn't the case. I hope this was just done simple, but it seems like it wasn't. I don't know, and I don't. I shouldn't even got much into it. I just love all the women out there and support y'all, and I just love y'all. So, anyway, let's get rid of that. Um, I'm. It's been good to come back for this. I don't know how many times I'm gonna do this, but talk for like half an hour now. I see. I feel like I could do more because there's some more stuff I want to talk about, but you know, it's just I don't think it's the right time or the right thing to do. So I'm gonna just I'll end the video here and then catch me on another one. How about that? Uh, and we'll see you on that one. So, good night.